Petition to remove Roblox CEO reaches 100,000 signatures amid child safety concerns. I don't think I've ever seen so many things go wrong for a game in such a short amount of time. Roblox has become the biggest talking point of the month and potentially the entire year, and it's a situation that's only going to get worse and worse as the stories come out. From lawsuits to bans to content creators leaving the game and more. But honestly, this has kind of been a long time coming, like an overpressurized kettle waiting to burst, if you will. Because whilst Roblox's problems aren't anything necessarily new, so to speak, what has changed is that the conversation surrounding it has grown exponentially. To catch people up to speed, a content creator by the name of Schlep has recently been dedicating his channel to catching bad actors on the game Roblox. After being a victim of one himself, he basically set out to ensure that other people didn't have to go through what he did by tracking down and exposing these online, sort of catching them in the act, if you will. However, in a video titled "Roblox is threatening to sue me for protecting kids," he revealed that he was sent a cease and desist alongside further threats of legal action from Roblox. But we're in 2025, so when something like this happens to you, usually the course of action is to post it online and hope that it generates a bunch of noise. And well, you've probably seen it a couple of times, videos, hashtags, posts online talking about this very subject. Not long afterwards, on August 14, Schlep would post an official statement online which basically summarizes how people feel about the matter. Michael is doing exactly what Roblox should be doing, identifying and stopping predators who target children. Instead of partnering with him, they're trying to destroy him. That tells you everything about their real priorities. Creators like Moist Critical started covering the topic, and before you know it, this thing blew up on socials as everybody was talking about what the hell was going on. And one question regularly came up, which was, why? Why was Roblox going after the whistleblowers seeking to protect kids on their platform rather than the bad actors themselves? And well, discussions grew to such a point that Roblox couldn't really ignore it, and so they made two posts online. The first one was called "How Roblox Partners with Law Enforcement," but the more interesting one, and the one that sparked a lot of backlash, was actually the one that came afterwards, which was called "More on Our Removal of Vigilantes from Roblox." It went on to say that vigilantes, as they call them, have taken unacceptable actions and have created an unsafe environment. There's a lot of jargon in here, but the simple matter is that they have a very strong stance against vigilantes in general. They do not condone vigilantism because they are of the mindset that it creates an unsafe environment within the game, because the methods used to often catch these predators goes against their terms of service. I don't know who this is endangering aside from bad actors, I can't really wrap my head around it, but from what I've read, they're basically making it out that whistleblowers and bad actors are cut from the same cloth. They've also shared a few statistics online, but I'm not entirely sure what kind of message they're trying to convey with this. Why is it a badge of honor to say that you're receiving 1 billion reports per year, which sort of suggests that there are potentially 1 billion bad things happening on Roblox? And furthermore, why is it that only out of 1 billion reports made per year, only about 24,000 of them make it to the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children? I mean, in Schlep's own video, he claims that he was never informed about what was necessarily the right outlet to report his findings to the point that he's had to send physical binders to their office in order to grab their attention on these cases. And furthermore, he cites how a channel called Rubinson had reported over 200 bad actors and yet none of them got banned. You could get even 1 trillion reports for anyone cares, but it doesn't really matter if nothing is done in response to these reports, and more than that, nothing is done to prevent future cases from happening. Instead of trying to clear the fog, as it were, it instead just added fuel to the fire, and a lot has happened since this blew up. Several content creators have left the Video Star program, including one of its biggest influencers, Creekcraft, who has over 13 million subscribers. And since this whole drama blew up, he's basically become one of the most vocal voices about the issue, and has sort of spearheaded efforts to try and enact change within the platform. First signs of getting the ball rolling started with Schlep and Creekcraft working with US Congressman CAN'T to improve child safety on Roblox. And there's been other sort of interesting developments as well. One that I didn't see coming was Chris Hansen saying that he was jumping on this story during an investigation with his crime network True Blue. And you've even seen other creators like Law by Mike saying that they may create a short talking about the whole situation. You know things have gotten bad when people outside of the gaming space are starting to talk about it. And I mean, just everybody is hopping onto this and is seemingly on Schlep's side in all of this. And it's generated so much attention that it's starting to attract legal troubles. Recent reports have shared that Roblox is being sued by the state of Louisiana in the US, with the state's Attorney General Liz Muriel saying that it's a breeding ground for. She then goes on to say, Roblox is overrun with harmful content and child because it prioritizes user growth, revenue, and profits over child safety. Every parent should be aware of the clear and present danger posed to their children by Roblox so they can prevent the unthinkable from ever happening in their own home. Roblox has since responded to the lawsuit online, saying that whilst it won't comment on current litigation, it aims to address erroneous claims and misconceptions about the platform. And it's not just in the US either, there are stories developing overseas as well. Indonesia has requested that Roblox open a representative's office in order to ensure it complies with local regulations surrounding child protection. And other countries like Qatar have straight up banned the game. Roblox has simply become the focal point of global conversation for all of the wrong reasons. But I think it's also important to cover what has been done in light of this situation and if any progress has been made. So there was a post made online called "Clarifying Our Policy on Romantic and Sexual Content." The first thing is that it's updating its policies surrounding intimate spaces, you know, like those controversial bathroom servers, changing them to be 17+. Though even then, people have been asking for Roblox to take it one step further, either by making it 18 and over or just removing them altogether. They also shared more details about bad scene detection, which will allow them to take swifter action against more questionable servers. And this sort of coincided with a video called "Update on Our Safety Initiatives." This featured CEO David Baszucki, who is currently the subject of a petition online that has reached over 150,000 signatures calling for his removal, alongside Chief Safety Officer Matt Kaufman, who recently sold $800,000 of shares, and Senior Director of Product Policy Eliza Jacobs. So here are some of the biggest highlights from that video, because honestly, a lot of it is just retreading old ground at this point. They have a strong stance against vigilantism, they prefer reports get sent through their official channels, you get the picture. The other major development from this is that it shared more details about how it's making its moderation tools open source, a model that monitors in-game conversations to ensure that they comply with Roblox's policies, alongside a sentinel mode which tracks people's patterns of behavior to see if they are taking people off the platform on a regular basis. It's definitely a start, but I wouldn't necessarily say that Roblox is out of the woods just yet, because the core issue still remains, and that's whenever you report something to Roblox, nothing is seemingly done in response. In this case, the lack of action that has been extensively documented over the past couple of years. That and all of the other situations that Roblox has seemingly found itself in means that there needs to be some significant changes to the platform if it ever hopes to recover some sort of win out of this. For reasons we will never understand, Roblox decided to go after whistleblowers who only ever really sought to take up responsibility and protect the communities that really just wanted to have fun after a hard day at school, at work, or, you know, the daily challenges that people often face. Raising awareness on the state of the game and really drawing back the curtains on problems that, as far as I've been able to see, have been plaguing the game for some time. The Free Schlep hashtag has already assembled thousands of creators and fans alike, hoping to bring change to a game that is played by billions around the world. It's definitely been a huge story that is, well, currently ongoing as of recording, but it's brought a very important topic into discussion. Gaming has always been a space where people have formed some of their best memories from it, whether it's hanging out with their friends or creating new ones, or rather being parts of communities that they can be proud of. And it should ideally stay that way instead of being an online space for bad actors. But that is all from me, thanks for tuning in and catch you later.